Welcome back to News Watch 12. This morning, turning now to Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Josh Colberth, and I asked you a question during our break about what some of the snow measurements mean. So when you say T to 1 inches, specifically what we're seeing in the Rogue Valley, what does that mean?
That means a trace to an inch. So that's kind of the margin for error that we like to keep whenever forecasting snow totals. So that means within the Rogue Valley, maybe we could see a little bit of a dusting or just a trace of snow, maybe a snowflake, or maybe we could see up to an inch. It just kind of depends on the elevation. So a great question from Miss Orsini. Really appreciate her giving me the opportunity to explain that to you, the viewer at home. This morning we were just seeing a few scattered snow showers out and about, but this will definitely pick up in intensity a little bit later in the day, which is why we still have these winter storm warnings in place and these winter weather advisories in place. And these last until 11 a.m. tomorrow. And you kind of get the gist. There's going to be a lot more snow to fall within these areas outlined in pink and in that kind of light purplish color. And we'll also see some gusty winds, albeit not as gusty as what we saw yesterday over on the east side. We saw winds gusting up to 65, 75 miles per hour. None of that today, but still a little bit blustery with some of those wind gusts getting up to 45 and 55 miles per hour. So just kind of splitting hairs there. But let's time out the rest of the day with Stormcast. We're going to stop this in the mid to late morning, and you can see some more rounds of rain and snow starting to work their way inland. And it really starts to pick up, but not only intensity, but also in coverage as we get into the afternoon. I mean, look at some of these shades of red and yellow that are off the coast. That's rain, and heavy rain always translates into heavy snow. So you start to see some of these darker colors embedded with some of the snow. That is some heavy snowfall falling overnight in the Cascades, maybe even making it down to the valley floors as well. That's where we could have that trace to an inch fall. And then throughout the course of the day on Wednesday, look at what happens. Another surge in moisture, but this time from the south and not so scattered, looking a lot more widespread. So bottom line is that we still have several more days to go with this entire ordeal that we're dealing with this week. So we're going to get some very beneficial rainfall from all of this over the next 48 hours. So that is definitely good news when it comes to the drought. But what's the bad news is that it's going to come with a price to pay, as we're going to see some very tough conditions on those passes with snow levels being so low, anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 feet over the next 48 hours. So that's why we are going to see upwards of 1.5 to 2 feet of snow up towards Diamond Lake Junction, up towards Crater Lake. And look at this, even Siskiyou Summit could see anywhere between 6 to 8 inches of snow. So definitely have the snow chains on standby. For today, we will see scattered rain and snow showers early, starting to become a lot more intense a little bit later in the day into the evening. And then overnight, we are going to be rocking and rolling, expecting snow pretty much everywhere inland, keeping things as a very cold rain there along the coast. And we have a lot more chances for rain over the next 7 days. It does look like things start to tail off a little bit as we get into Sunday and Monday. But with those low snow levels, I'm just going to show this graphic every time I'm on air because it is such a good graphic to show. Just know that past conditions over the next 3 to 4 days are going to be very, very treacherous, so take things slow out there. And again, the best piece of advice I could give is maybe just try to avoid the passes altogether. Here's your 7-day forecast along the coast, keeping things very, very wet, especially this week. Down into Siskiyou County, a little bit of good news is that it does look like we're going to clear out in time for Easter Sunday. So that'll be a nice little gift from the Easter Bunny per se. And then for the east side, we'll have just several chances of rain and snow, of course, with the exceptional drought ongoing over there. That is fantastic news. The mountains desperately need a good snowpack, and especially late in the season. That's really important for reservoirs. So this is an excellent week there in regards to that. And then for the Rogue Valley, I think we could have a little bit of snow this morning, and I think we could have a little bit of snow on Wednesday morning as well before those snow levels finally begin to raise up. And I think it becomes more of a rain event towards the end of the week.